Alright, this is my color sponge. This is my water sponge. Here's my yellow dye, my blue dye. I decided to go with Kita because it's got a very small grain size and is supposed to be really good at getting into wood. I got my crock pot, heated up some water. I got my handy dandy heater, put my board in a guitar stand, heated it up, got the whole thing to feel like it was about 100 degrees on the back. Laid it up here, took my brush this way, got into the grains. Don't go this way, don't go this way, it'll scratch it all up. And I'm using a brass brush because it's got a lighter bristle. Okay, cleaned all that out. Then took VMP naphtha with a paper towel. You can tell where I started. Cleaned it all out. Got as much of this off of here as I could. I want this part to be as clean as possible. Otherwise, it's going to dirty up all of my yellow. So if you're using light colors, this part is imperative. Alright, so clean it all up. Let the naphtha dry. Once the naphtha dried, I wiped it down again with a paper towel. This spot, or that spot, one or the other. Maybe it was that one. I think it was that one. Wiped it down with that one. That's what came back. So then, take the water, lay a meniscus, hot water on a warm board. The pores are open. It should allow for all of the water to get into the tubes and pull this stain a little further down into the grain. That's what I'm going for, is I want that stain really far into that grain so that by the time I mix the blue and the yellow, I can get varying gradients of darker green, or well, lighter green to darker green, light green to dark green to burney. And about to do the neck, so I'll hit it with the brush. The grains are a lot tighter, so it's not going to require that as much. You can see this is quilted. It's got grains that go this way and that way at 90 degrees from each other. So when I was working the sponge, the first round, I let the meniscus sit. It started to soak in. Then I took that sponge and drug it back and forth, little bits at a time, all over this thing to try to like push it in. Once that dried out a little bit, then I took and added another meniscus of yellow. The reason I did that is because the yellow is going to be the hardest to do. It's the lighter of the two colors. And as it's drying, you can see how light it actually will turn out. So this is the first set, even though there was 2 coats, this is the first set of yellow. Now, getting ready to hit this with the brush, and just so that you can see the shine that you get on the grain from the resin. Once you heat it, the resin wants to come out, and that's why when the forest catches on fire, the trees are still there. So I'm basically going to do the same thing. Heat it up with my handy dandy heater. Once it's about 100 degrees, I'm going to set it up here on the table. I'm going to hit it with the brass brush, get all of the grains cleaned out. Then I'm going to hit it with the paper towel and the VMP naphtha. Naphtha is going to clean it off. Once the naphtha dries, then I'm going to take hot water and lay it all over it. Let that soak in. Once it's that dry, then I'll do it again. Lay some more water in so it's pulling it in. So all of that sat, it went down like a plant, and then pull some more in. That water opening up all these pores in here is going to allow for this dye. These particulate are so small, they're going to get into that grain. We want to make sure that that dye goes into that grain. If it doesn't, then we're not going to get any colors. So heating the board opens the pores. Using hot water makes it easier for the water to get in because it's also warm, and then way above room temperature. So places like this that are quilted are not going to take yellow as much as places that are not, where it's straight grain. So if you're looking forward to dyeing something, make sure that if you're using a light color, you get it really clean before you go to put that color in, because if you have any kind of black stuff or anything, it's going to change the nature of the color of the dye, and that's what you don't want. So make sure that you clean it with naphtha, get a really pristine surface, make sure it's wet and has had time to soak in. You can see here, this did not soak in. There's carbon there. Wherever there's carbon, it's going to have a hard time soaking in because all those resins is blocking that water from going anywhere. Everything that's inside the tree is hanging on. So, if you're looking forward to dyeing something, I like the key to dye so far. We'll find out at the end of this process how well it works. It seems like from the responses of builds on YouTube, because, yeah, I checked YouTube. I'm a YouTube fiend. If I want to know something, I can go to YouTube. Thank y'all so much for taking care of us and showing this process, because otherwise I would not have known about key to dye. I was actually planning on using unicorn spit and it would have worked, but I think the key to dye is actually my choice ticket out of here, and we'll see how it all works out at the end. Wish me luck. If you're planning on doing some dyeing, make sure you open the pores. Water is your friend. Heat is your friend. I use that hot water to mix up all of my stuff. Just take it and swirl it in hot water for a little while. You got to sit and do it. The more intention you put into all of this, the better off it'll be when you get done. Hope y'all are having fun. This has been a good day. I cannot wait to see this guitar green. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you. Check out this headstock. This right here is a project. Okay, so this is sanded. This is chiseled. All of this is chiseled. I wanted to see the difference between burning it and sanding it and how it accepts dye versus straight up chisel and how it accepts dye, so that I would just be able to know for the future. So, yeah, happy day. I'm stoked.